Good evening and welcome to Open House. My name is Mrs. Ward and I want to first apologize for not being able to be there tonight. My daughter had an event that I had to attend, so I'm off being a mother, but I really appreciate you coming to learn a little bit about your son or daughter's schedule. This is Honors Pre-Calculus. It is a continuation of the Honors Algebra 2 course, and it's a segue into the calculus course, the College Credit Plus Calculus course for next year. This is the same textbook that they used last year. We will continue on in this textbook. We do the pre-calculus sections in that book, and then in January we move on to the calculus book to get them ready for College Credit Plus next year. What will we cover? Well, we first started off with the appendix, and we reviewed some concepts with inequalities and simplifying rational expressions, and then we're moving on to systems. And they've done systems of equations before, but we're going to start doing them with matrices and determinants. Then we'll move on to sequence and series, conic sections, parametric and polar equations, and that's where we end the pre-calculus content. And then starting in January, we switch books and we begin with the calculus, which will start with limits, derivatives, applications, and then if we're lucky, we get into integrals, and if we don't, that's something that Ms. Bella will pick up next year. So the big idea is the things that are new to them are we are going to do, the ones that they struggle with are the partial fractions, matrix operations, binomial coefficients. The ellipses and the hyperbolas are challenging because they've never had to graph a hyperbola or an ellipse before. They're familiar with the translations and transformations because that's something they did in Algebra 2. We're just taking that whole concept and doing a little bit more with it. Derivatives will be new to pretty much everybody, and integrals, if we get there, will be new to everybody. How are we graded? We have two, as you're familiar with by now, we have academic practice, 20%. They have homework every single night. The homework is graded a little bit differently. There's only 3 points for completion. 2 points are questions that I ask at the beginning of class, and those are graded for correctness. When we do have classwork, that's something that I give them during class, and then it's also collected during class. Academic performance, quizzes, tests, and projects. I told the kids I'm not good about making every single quiz 20 points and every single test 50 points. They know how many points each assessment is, and I tell them they can call it a quiz or a test, but it is however many points I say it's going to be. So the projects, they always know about the projects. They always have a couple weeks to complete. Some of the projects we work mostly on in class. Some of them, it do require some outside time. Right now, we just started a PSAT project, which will help them get ready for the PSAT in October. And then as soon as that's over, from mid-October to mid-March, we have an ongoing ACT project, which will get them ready for the ACT in March. All your students are still required to have the TI Nspire CX. They need to bring this every day. I will give them heads up when the days that I need to download files to their calculators, so they'll be sure to bring their own calculator. Where to go for help? Well, Blackboard is a great resource. So here's my Blackboard page. When they first log on for Honors Pre-Calc, they get to this calculator. They get to this calendar, I'm sorry. It's extended over 2 days because I teach both blue and gold, so they just have to pay attention to what day they have the class. If they click on it any day, it'll list all the problems that are due from that section. These problems can also be found on Plus portals. When they go to this left side, they have access to an online book. It's not the same version of our book, but it does give them the sections if they want to review something that they thought they missed in class. The calculus book, when I open it up, when we do that in January, it is the same book, so they don't have to carry the calculus book on that point. When they click on a section, when it opens up, the very first thing in that section will always be the solutions. So that is every single problem worked out. So if they're struggling, I encourage them to go look and see how the book solved it. It may not necessarily be the same way we did it in class, but it'll give them an idea of how to proceed. That's why I check the 2 questions on the homework, is because they could sit there and copy their entire homework assignment if they chose to, but that's not going to do them any good. I need to know that they know how to do it. This note sheet or blank note sheets to use in class, so if they feel like they're having trouble keeping up or copying the problems down, or if they lose their glasses and they can't see the smart board, I encourage them to print the smart sheets and bring them to class. The notes are the notes after I teach class. One of the days I'll save those as a PDF and post them. So if they're absent, that's the first place they should go, because will have the completed notes for the day. If I give any worksheets, those will also be listed underneath that tab. Any projects will be down here. So like we're working on a PSA, the ACT project is here, when the PSAT project is there as well. Where to find me? I am available in the Learning Commons on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm also in room 126 on Thursdays. After school, I'm in room 126, and that is open on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at my email, or you can leave me a message. I will get back to you within 24 hours. I hope you have a great rest of the evening and hope to meet you soon. Thank you.